Welcome to online class, day 6. So in before class we have discussed about the types of microorganisms, right? What are the types of microorganisms we have discussed? Bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoa, microorganisms and virus, right? Today let us see where we can see those all types of microorganisms one by one. Okay. Bacteria. Where we can see the bacteria? We can see the bacteria in the buttermilk. We have discussed an example regarding this about curd, right? So what is that curd? What is the bacteria it contains? Is it useful or harmful? Useful bacteria. We will eat curd, right? What is the bacteria present in it? Lactobacillus. Lactobacillus is a bacteria which is present in the curd. And early morning scraping of the tongue. On the tongue also we can see the bacteria, so that we get bad smell when we wake up early in the morning. And next, in the soil also we can find the bacteria. Over bark of the trees. On the surface of the trees also we can find the bacteria. But these all are visible? No, they are not visible for our naked eye because they come under microorganism, right? So, do you know bacteria is also responsible, which is present in our stomach. The bacteria which is present in our stomach is also responsible for the digestion. You know, for the purpose of digestion also bacteria is useful. And now we can say that everywhere the bacteria is present, in soil, in water, in air, on the skin, inside the body. Everywhere we can see the bacteria. It is the presence of that bacteria, but we cannot see that bacteria. Yes. Next, over our skin, under our armpits, in many places we can see the bacteria, so that it everywhere. Water, air, soil, skin. But here one of the scientists named called as Hyde and Schultz is one of the scientists. Hyde and Schultz in the year 1997 in Namibia. Place Namibia, he have observed a bacteria which is big. Up to now we have discussed that bacteria is very small that we cannot see with our naked eye. We require a microscope. But here one of the scientists, Schultz, he have shown one of the bacteria is big. How much? What's the measurement? 0.75 mm. We can see what's the name of the bacteria then? Thiomargarita namibiensis. Repeat it. Thiomargarita namibiensis is a bacteria can be seen with our naked eye. For this we did not require microscope. Understood? Once again, Thiomargarita namibiensis is one of the bacteria can be seen with our naked eye. Means it is the largest. So measurement here is 0.75 mm. Okay, so this is about the bacteria. Now coming to and one more point. Bacteria is not only harmful but also useful. It is harming. We are getting different type of diseases, right? And like typhoid, TB, septicemia, blood poisoning. These are the bacteria which harm us. But some of the bacteria are useful for us. In both the ways, bacteria are harming and bacteria are useful. About that we will go for the next session. And next, here bacteria is causing the diseases and the bacteria is present in the soil also. Soil, I said you, bacteria is present in the soil. But the bacteria which is present in the soil is helping to make the soil fertile. Make the soil fertile. If soil is becoming fertile, is it useful for us? No, but it is useful for plants. Right? Fertility is responsible for the plant to grow properly. Healthy plants. Right? So it is helping. Nearly 8 inches of the soil contains bacteria where it helps to convert the soil into fertile. There we can say bacteria is useful again. Like this, useful as well as harmful are also there. By this, we completed children? Macroscopic and microscopic. Macroscopic means what here? Large. Where you can see with your naked eye. Have you ever seen after rainy season, small umbrella like outgrowth can be seen in the dumped area or decaying matter or under the trees or on the bark of the trees. Okay, what are they? Called as mushrooms. So this is also one type of a fungi, but this is macroscopic fungi. That's why I said you there are two types, macroscopic and fungi and microscopic fungi, right? And you know mushrooms will be edible and non-edible, right? So here it can be seen on the dumped waste and between grass fields, and as well as you can see on the white patches on the bark of trees. On the bark of the trees, white patches can be seen. That white patches are also the mushrooms. And you can see whether these are useful or harmful. If you keep aside fermented foods. Do you know about fermented foods? These fermented foods, what your mother is preparing like idli, dosha, those all are responsible for formation of the, not mushroom, but yeast. Okay, but yeast. Do you know the yeast? Okay. Yeast is one unicellular organism. Okay, unicellular organism that is related to the fungi. Fermented foods like idli, dosha, bread, cake, alcohol. In all this we can find the yeast. Yeast is also one type of a fungi, but that is microscopic fungi. That is macroscopic and this is microscopic fungi. So this is responsible to convert the food, fermented foods. Where this yeast is present, then naturally yeast is present in wheat, rice, barley and grape juice. Right? In all this yeast is present. So that in fermented foods also the yeast is responsible, means which is useful. Have you ever seen preparation of the dosha and the idli can be done the day before? Why? Because it should get bulged, right? Where it undergo bulging. Why? Because presence of yeast in it. Rice contain yeast, I said no. As it's soaked for a night, it will bulge. Why? It will release the gas called as carbon dioxide. As carbon dioxide gas is released, it bulges. So for this, who are responsible? Yeast. So that all the types of food we can call it as fermented foods. Even though you can see the bread also. Bread is also spongy in nature because you can see the holes over the bread because of the carbon dioxide which is present. So these are responsible by the yeast. So this is macroscopic and this is a microscopic fungi. So by this we completed our topic fungi. Now coming to the algae. You know algae is a green color, blue-green algae, Chlamydomonas. Yes, these all will come under red algae, green algae. These all will come under the algae microorganism. And algae is one type of a microscopic organism, microscopic plant. Right? So greenish pond, greenish lake. Have you observed any time? Over the surface of the lake or over the surface of the pond, we can see green color. The water actually will be colorless, right? You can see on the surface green color. Why this green color is related to formation of the algae, right? So here, have you seen algae in one of the what we can say pond or in a lake or in our house? In a container, if you are storing more water for a long time, and towards the sides, you can see the slippery in nature. You can't touch the water; they are slippery in nature because due to the formation of the algae. So on the surface of the lake or on the surface of the pond, whatever you see, you can see the algal bloom. Algal bloom means formation of more algae over the surface. That is called as eutrophication. Is it any useful? Somewhat harmful. To whom? For the aquatic animals. If total algae is forming on the surface of the lake or pond, if if any aquatic animals like fish or any other animals which are present inside the water, this total algae is occupying the surface. The sunlight cannot reach and the oxygen, dissolved oxygen cannot reach into the water. So thus aquatic animals cannot get the oxygen properly. So if formation of more amount of algae on the surface of the lake or the pond, the aquatic animals may die. So this is one of the harmful. So Spirogyra and Chara or Chara. These are the two where macroscopic. Let's see with the naked eye. Now coming to the protozoa. Protozoa is one of the type of microorganism where you can see in some of the fresh water as well as you can see in some of the stagnant water, and they also cause many diseases. So first we come to know about the amoeba. Have you seen amoeba? No, you did not see because it is microscopic. Then you require a microscope to see, right? But where you can see this amoeba, you can see the amoeba in a fresh water, free living fresh water. You can see the amoeba, right? Paramecium, you can see the stagnant warm water. And hay water. Do you know hay water? It is a dry grass where it's soaked in the water. If you are taking the dry grass soaked in the water on the slide, you can see the under the microscope, right? These protozoa are also responsible to cause the diseases. What are they? Malaria, amoebiasis. Know about malaria? Malaria is a plasmodium parasite, right? Parasite that is responsible to cause the malaria. So here plasmodium which is responsible to cause malaria will come under the protozoa. So that we can call it as protozoan parasite. And forgot to say here fungi. Fungi is responsible to cause many skin diseases, children, like itching, you say. Gajji, tamara, itching. So those all are responsible for the fungal diseases. Okay. Coming to the microarthropods. Microarthropods. Micro means small. We know. Arthropods means what? Actually, this is one of the class of animal kingdom, children. This is one of the class of animal kingdom. What is meant by ortho? Jointed pores, legs. Jointed leg animals are called as ortho. As they are jointed leg animals, as they are minute, they come under the microarthropods. Have you understood? Arthropods means jointed leg animals. As they are minute, they come under here microarthropods. Followed. These are important for soil, children. For what? Increasing the soil fertility. And one more point, they convert the bigger components into smaller components. They convert the bigger components into smaller components. Means like you can take digestion. How digestion takes place in our stomach. The same way, they convert the bigger components into smaller components. Next, these are also responsible to cause some of the disease called scabies mite, eyelash mite. You know, eyelashes are there. No, there also we can find some microorganisms. That is called microarthropod. You can see always you do like this your eye, where that is causing due to some of the microorganisms which is staying on the eyelash, which is staying on the eyelid, so that the microarthropod is also responsible for causing the diseases. What is the importance of this one? Here, important for soil in increasing the soil fertility and converting the bigger compounds into smaller one, means digestion process. Okay, now coming to the virus. Virus is one of the interesting type when coming to all the microorganisms. What is interesting there? Here, these all organisms are staying at one place and causing a harm or making a useful. But here the virus is very dangerous. It is playing two roles here. Okay, what are the two roles? It is behaving like non-living and living. It is behaving like non-living and living. Outside it is non-living. If it enters inside the host, it is living. So that it is dangerous. Inside the host means our body. If a virus enters into our body, it is replicating and it is multiplying very fast, which will attack over the immune system. You can take example HIV, coronavirus. fighting with the immune system. This virus is very small when compared to all this. You can see only with the electron microscope, not compound microscope. You can see with the electron microscope, which is very powerful when compared to the compound microscope. 1000 times greater magnification it will show. Okay, so what are the diseases we get from the virus? Polio, swine flu, AIDS, cold, smallpox, chickenpox, conjunctivitis. These are all the diseases caused by the virus. So this is a session for today. I am going to pose some questions to you, children. What is the role of the virus? Okay, what is the role of the virus? And what is a macrofungi and what is a microfungi? And where does you can see the bacteria? And what is the importance of the